In this video, we'll be discuss about the case study conducted by our group on McDonald's during Covid-19. The introduction will be presented by HAZIQ, followed by QHADEJAH for the strength, weaknesses by Diana, opportunity and threats by AZLINDA, the community services of McDonald's by Ana, and lastly, conclusion by HAZIQ.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is HAZIQ bin Ibrahim. In this video, me and my team will present about the case study on McDonald's during COVID-19. So, let's proceed to the introduction. McDonald's was founded in California in 1937 by two brothers, Richard and Maurice McDonald. They start getting into the food service business when brother Maurice and Richard McDonald opened the first McDonald's restaurant by turning their barbecue drive-thru restaurant into a burger and milkshake stand in 1948. The restaurant, based in San Bernardino, California, was in reality the second food business venture for the brothers. The original McDonald's based on their burgers, fries and shakes, selling them for the half price and in the half time of local restaurant. It did so by changing the way a hamburger shop was operating. The McDonald brothers construct a self-service counter instead of relying on waiters and waitresses. They made their burgers ahead of time instead of cooking each meal to order and kept the food warm under high-power heat lamps. In December 1980, this largest global fast food chain arrived in Malaysia 40 years later. McDonald Corp has given their license to open McDonald restaurant in Malaysia to Golden Arches Sdn Bhd. They now have 185 franchise outlets nationwide after 26 years. McDonald's created more than 7,000 job opportunities since coming to Malaysia over the years. To be our customer favorite place and way to eat had become the restaurant visions. So, I will present to the next presenter to tell about the strength of McDonald's.
Alright, thank you to HAZIQ for the introduction of McDonald's. I go to the strength and the strategies of McDonald's during the MCO period. Okay, the first steps that McDonald's do is they practice SOP to optimum their product quality and to ensure the customer safety first, and then because of during MCO the customer cannot be dine in the restaurant, so McDonald's fortunately can focus on other than the service, which is drive-through, takeaway and McDelivery. And then for next strategy is the McDonald's apps. Okay, McDonald's app is really cool, where customer can order directly from McDelivery and then they can get a very great deals and discount at the apps. And then as we know, McDonald's always do the limited time product, so they introduce a lot of products, I can say, which is we have lemon and strawberry mac and dip, and then we have samurai burger, the latest, and then last but not least is the news alert section at McDonald's websites. Okay, this is important because this is the way that McDonald's do, the channel that McDonald's choose to clear all misunderstanding and to announce to their customer about what happened to them, what happened, what the operation during the operation hour during the MCO. And that's all from me. I'll pass you next to Diana. Thank you.
Thank you to the previous presenter. Now let's move to the weaknesses of McDonald's in Malaysia. As we know, McDonald's is already an established fast food in the food industry, and they are also already own the customer trust and loyalty. But the McDonald's cannot escaping from encounter the problem arising, such as they need to compete with other competitors like KFC, A&W, Subway, and so on. During this pandemic COVID-19, the government already enforcing the Restriction Movement Control Order, MCO, that preventing the people or the customer from dining out in the restaurant. It is to reduce the contact between human to human to ensure our safety of health. The McDonald's encourage the customer to use their online application and purchase through online platform. So the delivery service from the McDonald's and also with help from other third party like GrabFood, Foodpanda, and so on. The government also limited the operation hour of the fast food restaurant, and this is to ensure that the customers stay at their home, and it will give an effect to the sales revenue of the McDonald's. So the McDonald's needs some strategy to ensure the product still reach to the customer. I think that's all from me. Let's continue with next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Linda. I will present on opportunities and threats. For the opportunities, we can see that retail industry is increasingly shifting toward delivery service using apps like food delivery, but also implementing the service into their own apps. When the government announced the Restriction Movement Order or RMO when the country was hit by the virus, which is COVID-19. This also prevent the public from going out and dine in at McDonald's. This RMO give opportunities to the McDonald's when online purchasing is in high demand. The company recently announced that contactless delivery will be applied as an option for customer ordering through online delivery. This is one of the ways in reducing contact in public, thus reducing the risk of infection. McDonald's also joint venture with third-party companies like GrabFood, Foodpanda, and others to deliver their product. This can improve the income opportunities to them. Let's move to the threat. For threat, there are limitations of coverage area for delivery, including the village that are difficult to trace by McDonald's mapping and application. But then, they still improvise to cover all area for delivery. Growing competition from KFC, Subway, Burger King, and others has intensified Malaysia's competitiveness for market share. Creating a loyal customer base is a shared aim of any company. Nevertheless, fast food industry companies face distinct obstacles in rewards generation and assessment. Nutritional issue has become a key threat for McDonald's. Fast food is considered too greasy and is considered unhealthy. Many conditions generated by the effect of Movement Control Order or MCO are a challenge for people when it's come to buying the right foods to stay well. The sales are affected due to the COVID-19 outbreak. McDonald's announced a downturn in first quarter earnings after the revenue dropped to the coronavirus restriction. That's all from me. Let's move to the next presenter.
Okay, so thank you Linda for the threats of McDonald's Malaysia. Now we continue with the community services provided by McDonald's Malaysia during this pandemic of COVID-19. As we all know, McDonald's Malaysia has involved in the community services since 2018, which they has started with the RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charity, which is the McDonald's Malaysia charity of choice. For them, prosperity is not only about the materials and wealth, but also to embracing the joys and moments with families and friends, including being kind to others. In the midst of Covid-19 pandemic, McDonald's Malaysia has sponsored their food products to 50 hospitals nationwide. It is to show the frontliners their honors and gratitude for them who has been struggling and fighting for the virus. According to Azmi Jaafar, the Managing Director and local operating partner of McDonald's Malaysia, he stated that it is their neutrality to lend help on the communities. Plus, they has offered a packed food sponsorship to all the frontliners, including the health workers, police, and also army personnel, so that them can create more positive impacts to the communities during this pandemic of COVID-19. Besides, McDonald's Malaysia has donated amount of 250,000 ringgit to the Ministry of Health COVID-19 fund to provide the personal protection equipment PPE for the COVID-19 frontliners workers. McDonald's Malaysia also has enhanced its food safety and hygiene measures to ensure their health and well-being of their customers and staff. McDonald's Malaysia has rolled out the contactless and cashless payment system of McDelivery services throughout its restaurant to minimize the physical contact between the crew members and the customers. Subsequently, the trending of hashtag Kita Boleh was started on their social media platforms to leverage the spirit of all Malaysians and together continuing to work at home, stay safe and keeping their distance from others during the MCO period of coronavirus outbreak. In addition, as what I have found in YouTube video, the company has reworked on its iconic logo where the golden arcs are separated from each other to promote the social distancing among their customers and also the citizens. As you can see in the video,
the brand made a very significant alteration to its iconic logo, adopting a version where the iconic golden arches were standing apart from each other. The separated arches, meant as a supersized reminder that people can stop the spread of the virus by keeping their distance from one another, were designed by the advertising agency DPZ&T. No physical alterations were made to store signage, but the redesigned logo was introduced on the chain's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts. McDonald's Brazil claimed to be expressing the sweet thought that we're all separated for a moment so that we can always be together.
Thus, McDonald's Malaysia has ensured the highest standard of its food cleanliness and safety, as their staff and customer are their company's main priorities. So that's all from me, and we conclude with HAZIQ Ibrahim.
As a conclusion, McDonald's is one of the world's most profitable businesses. The company has been able to expand and retain numerous growth with its rapid embrace of globalization, as well as continuing to explore its growth potential in the coming years. The global crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted their business significantly, and they continue to operate in a very challenging and unpredictable environment. Even the company had facing the COVID-19 disease outbreak and declined their sales, they still managed to survive in the market by the existence of their McDelivery, GrabFood, and Foodpanda, which is still high in demand in this pandemic situation. Despite all the weaknesses and trade face, these factors make them a better establishment for fast food in the future because they have a powerful strength and potential that can be further established. The McDonald's Corporation is amongst the world's most popular restaurant chains. they surely had used effective management and global expansion strategies to boost their sales, even without the customer come by and dine in at the restaurant itself. The strategies must have been developed by its experts, enabling the company to increase revenue, quality, and still bring their satisfaction to their customer. So that's all from us. Thank you.